Hey, what's happening, guys? Coming at you from downforsoundshop.com, and this video is going to be rapid fire question segment number 17. We got some good ones, but first, my name is Johnathan Price, owner and operator of downforsoundshop.com and this YouTube channel, which is two of the fastest growing things in car audio. If you will, hit that subscribe button and enable notifications so you know every time we drop a video, and you'll get it sent to your inbox and you'll be able to check it out first. Alright, so let's get into this segment. As you know how we do this, you ask the questions, I go through and find them and answer them for you so you get them answered, sometimes specifically by me, JP. So the first question is going to be from Paul Smith. He says, hey JP, I have a rapid fire question. I'm building an Integra. I have two VXF 12 dual 4s and two JP 23s. I also have two Sundown U12s and your Profab Box 2. Which subs would be louder, the U12s or the VXFs? Hands down the U12s, no comparison. End of story. Next question. Bikini Bonanza. How much continuous clean power can a 15-inch Sundown XV3 really handle? I know the ratings are 2,000 watts RMS, but Sundowns are highly underrated. I have mine on a Teramp Smart 5. I just don't want to blow it. These are such loaded questions because you never know the person's experience. Like, one person could run an 8,000 watt amp on that sub and probably get away with it, but you have to know what to look for, what is not good for the sub, where it's getting out of box tuning, when you're don't clip it. Like, there's so many things. Like, if you tell a person like you that I have no idea what your knowledge of car audio is or how long you've been in it, and I'm like, sure, yeah, you'll be fine with it on the Smart 5, and then you go out there and turn it wide open and start clipping it, and in a minute you have the subwoofer blown up and you're like, oh, JP told me that it would be fine, like, he sucks, all that great stuff. So that's why we don't really tell people vaguely that the subwoofer will handle 4,000 watts or something like that for that reason. So you may get away with it, just have to be very careful, make sure your box is proper and you have good electrical for the amplifier. I'm not familiar with that amp, but anyway, just be very careful with it because you're running almost 3 times as much as the RMS power. And for anybody out there, a blown voice coil is customer abuse. Don't try to get your subwoofer warranted with a blown voice coil. It makes you look really bad, and you think we're stupid because you're like, oh, it came like this. No, and the subwoofer was tested before it left, and you get it, blow it up in a day or whatever, too much power, out of box tuning, clipping the crap out of it. Don't do that. Next question. Question number 3, Bass Caddy. Rapid fire question. I have another XV3 in my trunk on a Teramp 8K. See what I was just saying? I want to move the box to where my back seat would be, but the X series only have dual 2 ohm. Do you recommend buying 2 Sundown Salt 3s or run them at half ohm or 2 ohm off of one Sundown 6K? Even if you ran 2 Salt 3s or a Salt 6, you're still gonna have to do the same electrical upgrades. You're not, like, that's not gonna change. But I'm struggling to understand. It says I have one XV3 15, so it doesn't say anything about buying 2 subs. A Sundown Salt 6 would be way too much power for a single X series. So, and even the Teramp 8K is way too much for that single XV3 15. Like, I would at most on that sub do a Salt 4. So that's me personally, or a JP 43, whichever you want to do. Anyway, that's the answer to that question. And question number 4 is from Juan Ramirez. I was mixing the two names together. Rapid fire question. I want to run 8 Defbox Apocalypse 6.5 inch 300 watt RMS. What would be a good amp for them? Landon Jackson. You act like you know me perfectly. It was just pretty close though. He said he's going to recommend 2 of his Down for Sound 2000 watt 4-channel amplifiers. You're exactly right. 2 of the Down for Sound JP 234 amplifiers would be perfect for these speakers because it's going to put out around 300 watts by 4 at 4 ohm. Would be perfect. So going on to the next question, which is the final question, question number 5, Cody the Goat. If I have a Saya 3500 on an XV315, holy crap at all the people with XV3s, this is insane. At 2 ohms, would just a 320 amp alternator with a big 3 be good without having any extra batteries? Or what size alternator would I need to not have to use any extra batteries? Yes, you need to have your high output alternator, a big 3, and it would be a great idea to have an extra battery. You can never have too much electrical. If you saw my Tahoe rebuild, 1200 amp hours of lithium power in there. Don't skimp out on your electrical, because it's basically like an insurance program that's going to help you get better performance and longevity out of your system. So yeah, the 320 amp alternator, and if you're trying not to take up a bunch of room and create a bunch of weight, you can always get a LTO 6.0 to go in the back. This 4 pounds, it's like this big. You can tuck it away almost anywhere. That would be a great option for you there to get you the power you need to go back there. So anyway, hope this information has found y'all well. If y'all have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments below, and we'll try to get them answered for you. If you want to buy car audio, you can do that at our website, downforsoundshop.com, or you can give us a call at 702-701-9800 during business hours, or hit the contact us option on the website. Until next time, we'll see you. What's happening, guys? If y'all enjoyed all the hot content that you saw in that video, be sure to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the Lifer Price, and also Down for Sound Shop on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget Snapchat. I'm JPD4S on there, so be sure to check me out there. We'll see you in the next one. Later.